We're here today because we're celebrating 45 years of TARC, 1974 to 2019. We kicked off the celebration with recognition of our drivers and our maintenance team with a breakfast. We were here at 3:30 in the morning for that. We've done several events along the way. We've spotlighted a lot of employees for their outstanding work and achievement. And we just had last week the 45th Food Truck Festival celebration, which was a great success. So today we are going to continue that line in terms of the interment of the time capsule that's going to have a 45-year history in it. So things that we're doing today wouldn't be possible without the great leadership and direction that we have. We have an executive director who is truly a visionary, and he is leading us into great areas and great directions with MAS, which is Mobility as a Service. So without any further ado, it's my pleasure to bring to the podium our Executive Director, Mr. Ferdinand Risco. Let's give him a huge round of applause.
Aren't you all excited? Yeah. Oh my goodness. This is very, very important and very exciting. So first, thank you all for coming. Max, thank you very much for the introduction. I appreciate all of you being here. But I am very excited to stand before you as we begin to celebrate or continue our celebration of our 45 years of service to our community. TARC was born to satisfy a need for transportation right here on the banks of the Ohio River Valley. This is a community that is very steeped in tradition around transportation. And in 1974, our citizens decided that public transportation and mass transit was the way that they wanted to go. And so we move nearly 45,000 people a day every day, 63% of which are going to work and another 20% are going to school. And we are glad to be able to stand before you 45 years later with a very, very bright future. So as Max mentioned, we've started our celebration a few weeks ago, 45 days out, and hopefully you have seen all of the fantastic events and traveling. Hope you had a chance to spot the bus out and take some pictures and some selfies and put those on social media. But we think, what's next for us? What's next for TARC as we celebrate 45? We look back, but you can't drive looking in the rearview mirror. So what's next? We know where we've been. We talked about 1974 and the founding. We talked about some other things that we've done. In 1980, we opened Union Station as our headquarters. 1983, we started service to Southern Indiana, which brings into our service territory. 1995, we started a very important partnership with National Safe Place Networks. How do we continue to do our part to help our community stay safe, particularly in that case with young folks? 2004, we were one of the early adopters in our industry around alternative fuel vehicles. We bought our first first hybrid electric buses in 2004, which started a continuum towards electrifying the fleet, and now we have one of the largest all-electric fleets outside of the state of California in the entire country. And so our LouLift service provides that for us downtown, particularly pointed towards our visitors. The city sees millions and millions of visitors, and hopefully they get a good view of the city as well as our service with our LouLift. 2009 was one of the worst ice storms that this region has seen, with nearly 200,000 people out of service. No power for them, but I will be very happy to tell you that 80% of the fleet continue to run because we move the city. And regardless of what is happening, our citizens and our constituents expect us to continue, as long as it is safe, to move and keep them moving. And so now we're talking about what have we done recently. Our new electronic fare collection system, the MyTARC card, first of its kind in our region, replacing more than 20-year-old fare boxes. We hosted an incredible national conference on transportation with the American Public Transportation Association in May. Same time, we launched our Mobility as a Service application. It's a multimodal trip planning, getting you from A to Z So please, if you have not downloaded our new multimodal app, please do so. You just need to search for TARC in your Play Store or the iOS system. My marketing team told me to make sure I say that. And what's around the corner? TARC is transforming. We are moving from being just a transit agency to a mobility solutions provider, and we're going to do that using mobility as a service. And what exactly is mobility as a service? It doesn't matter if your trip's 100% TARC reliant or requires ride share, taxi, bikes, scooters. It doesn't matter at all. You can plan, book, and pay for your trip very soon all in one place. And so again, if you haven't, please make sure you take a look at our multimodal trip planner. Link is the redesign of our system. We're very excited about that. That is going to reshape how we do mobility in the region. And then we're also looking towards our bus rapid transit deployment very soon. So our motto is we move the city, and it takes a team. It takes a team to make it happen. I get an opportunity to stand before you and thank you on behalf of all of the 669 team members here at TARC every single day, from our customer service representatives who are informing our passengers about how to move and where and if we're on time, our maintenance crews who get these buses moving every single day, which is a challenge as our fleet continues to age, but also our operators who open the door with a smile. And that's how it starts. Every interaction of those 45,000 starts with a smile, and we hope ends with a great customer experience. And to all of us who are up in Union Station, making sure that all of that happens, some of the unsung heroes, we thank you too. Everyone has a part and everyone plays a part in the success of the 45 years that TARC has been around. Today we celebrate that great history. We look forward to an amazing future, and I thank you all for coming out this morning. And now I have the very distinct honor and pleasure of introducing our mayor, Mayor Greg Fischer. Ladies and gentlemen, the mayor.
Good morning, everybody. It's great to be with you. And 45 years, they add up one day at a time, and it's amazing to think of all the different activities that have come together. I saw Harvey Sloan on Thursday night. He was in town for the Muhammad Ali Awards, and he really was an incredible mayor. When you think about many of the first things that he did, he really socialized public health policy for the city, started our public health department, started many different areas akin to his profession of being a physician, but he also was a great leader who helped launch TARC back in the day. That was a time when private bus operators were going out of business, and then Mayor Sloan convinced the voters of Louisville to invest their tax dollars in the Transit Authority of the River City, and thus TARC was born. So Mayor Sloan, I want to thank him from afar. He lives in Washington, D.C., but his decision and his leadership really helped get TARC going, get TARC moving. When you think about how that investment has really helped generations of Louisvillians now, just by fulfilling their essential life functions, getting to work, getting to school. We couldn't do it without TARC and all what you guys do, all 670 of you each and every day. I want to be sure to thank our bus drivers, our operators. As you all have heard me say many times before, they're not just expected to drive a vehicle, they're expected to be tour guides, mental health counselors, security officers. It's a tough job. So I want to make sure that they know we really appreciate what they do. Then the guys and gals that keep our buses moving over here, thank you guys as well. As Ferdinand said, our fleet is aging, and we need more money. We need more money in a lot of different areas of the city, and TARC is no exception. And then to the management staff, Ferdinand and the whole group, thank you all for rounding out the picture here as well. But you guys are, like so much of city government, you just get things done. And you oftentimes only notice when things aren't working properly, right? If you know what I'm talking about. The 99.9% of the time when things are going fantastic, most people just kind of take it for granted, much like they do city government, and kind of like oxygen. So that's what happens when you sign up to help the public trust like this. But it's exciting when you know that you're fulfilling and mobilizing people's daily obligations and what their daily routines are. Transit and transportation is, I believe, more relevant to us than ever before. When you think about the challenges that we have with a lack of density in our community, but people's desire for more public transportation. When you think about many families going to one car or no car as well. And then when you think about the challenges of climate change upon us. Here we are in mid-September, we're going to be 95 degrees again today. We're in a drought, we were in a flood a couple months ago. So the more that we can get people out of their cars, on TARC, or walking, or on a bike, you know, the better that is for our environment. So you guys are right in the middle of all that, and know that I will continue to keep talking about that and advocating for it. You innovate at the same time. So to me, that's when people can see a great organization. Not just doing the daily work, but doing the improvement work that you all do, but then innovating as well. People love our Zero buses and the onboard Wi-Fi and then mobility as a service that you guys are launching as well. That's when people can look at you and say, yeah, we're going to continue to get better. No, we don't have enough money, but that doesn't mean we're going to stop innovating as well. So I really want to thank you guys on 45 big years. Looks like a few of you all will be around in 55 years when we celebrate the 100th anniversary. Most of us would like to, I think. But so let's start with a short-term goal of 25 years. How's that sound? I think that's a good bet for most of us. So the city wants to honor TARC here today. Ferdinand, if you could come up and accept this on behalf of TARC. This is the city of Louisville honoring TARC to celebrate 45 years of service to our community. In that time, TARC has performed an essential function for our city, providing transportation options that help give people access to opportunities to reach their full human potential. So our city thanks the members of the TARC team for their dedication and thanks TARC riders for their patronage. We look forward to the next 45 years of providing great rides to the people of the Louisville community. So thank you all so much. Ferdinand, thank you for representing the team.
So at this time, we are going to have our dignitaries in the back to actually get up and actually turn the first shovel for the groundbreaking. And of course, we're going to have our director, our assistant director, and our longest employee, Melvin Branham, who's been here 41 years. All you got to do is